Hello friends, I am Ambika. Welcome to SA Educational Hub, a platform to share knowledge, service providers Situn and Ambika. In this Python tutorial, we will learn what is a flowchart, flowchart symbols, flowchart structures, sequence, selection and repetition, examples of flowchart, advantages of flowchart. What is a flowchart? A flowchart is a tool to show the logic flow of a program. A flowchart gives a pictorial representation of an algorithm. The primary purpose of a flowchart is to show the design of an algorithm. Although flowchart is generally considered a computer programming tool, it has been used for many other purposes. Programmers use flowcharts to design a complete program or just a part of a program. Symbols. A flowchart uses special shapes to represent different types of actions or steps in a process. We will discuss some standard symbols which are frequently required for flowcharts. Terminal. An oval shows the beginning or ending of an algorithm. When it is used to show the beginning of an algorithm, we write the word start inside the oval. When it is used to show the ending of an algorithm, we write the word stop inside the oval. A good structured flowchart should have one and only one start and one and only one stop. Flow lines. Flow lines show the order or sequence of actions in a program. They connect symbols. Usually, a symbol has some entering and some existing lines. The start oval has only one existing line and the stop oval has only one entering line. Connector. We use only one connector symbol, a circle, with a number in it to show connectivity. When we reach the end of a column or page but our chart is not finished, in this case at the bottom of the flow, we use a connector to show that the flow continues at the top of the next column or page. Input output. A parallelogram shows any input or output such as reading from a keyboard or writing on the monitor. This flowchart reads a value from the keyboard and then prints this value on the monitor. The first symbol is a terminal symbol which is tagged as start. The second symbol is an input-output symbol labeled read A, which reads a value from the keyboard. The third symbol is again an input-output symbol labeled print A. This step will print the value of A on the monitor. The last symbol is a terminal symbol labeled stop, which indicates the end of the flowchart. Processing. A rectangle symbol is used for representing arithmetic and data movement instructions. It can represent a single step or an entire subprocess. This symbol is also known as assignment statement symbol. Within the assignment symbol, the assignment operator such as equal sign or left pointing arrow is used for data movement. At the right hand side of the assignment operator is an expression whose value must be stored in the variable at the left side. In this flowchart, the first symbol is a terminal symbol. The second symbol is a processing symbol labeled A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, which assigns value 10 to the variable A and value 20 to the variable B. The third symbol is again a processing symbol which adds two values of A and B and stores the result in the variable C. The fourth symbol is an input-output symbol which prints the value of C. The last symbol is a terminal symbol. Decision symbol. The diamond-shaped symbol denotes a decision to be made. The program should continue along one of the two routes. This symbol has one entry and two exit paths. The path chosen depends on whether the answer to a question is yes or no. Predefined process. The symbol used for a predefined process is a rectangle with two vertical bars inside. Predefined process symbol represents the operation or process that has been previously specified elsewhere. In other words, Each time we see a predefined process symbol, look for another flowchart with the predefined process name. To show how a predefined process is used in a program, let us design the flowchart for a program that calculates and prints the average of three numbers. This example has two important points. First, the flowchart for the called predefined process ABRG does not begin with start symbol. Rather, it shows the name of the predefined process and the parameter list. Also, the exit oval contains a return indicating that it does not the end of the program but rather a return from a called predefined process. Flowchart structures. There are mainly three key constructs which are used in drawing a flowchart: sequence, selection, repetition. Sequence. In a sequence structure, the instructions to be computed simply follow one another in a logical progression. On a sequence flowchart, the symbol representing each instruction has only a single entering path and a single existing path. In this example, the first symbol is a terminal symbol, which is tagged as start. This symbol indicates the beginning of the flowchart. The second symbol is an input-output symbol labeled read x, y, which reads two numbers and stores them in the variables x and y. The third symbol is a processing symbol labeled z is equal to x plus y. In this step, addition is executed and the sum is stored in the variable z. The fourth symbol is an input-output symbol which is labeled print z. This step will print the value of z on an output device such as monitor. The last symbol tagged as stop indicates end of the problem solving logic. Selection. In the selection structure, the decisions are made according to some predefined condition. A selection structure allows the program to make a choice between two alternative paths depending upon the condition, that is, whether it is true or false. The selection statements allow the execution of selected statements and the skipping of other statements. This flowchart finds out the maximum between two numbers. The first symbol is a terminal symbol which is tagged as start. This symbol indicates the beginning of the flowchart. The second symbol is an input-output symbol tagged as read a, b, which reads two numbers and stores them in the variables a and b. The third symbol is a decision symbol which checks whether the value of a is greater than b. If the condition is true, that is, if a is greater than b, then print the value of a. If the condition is false, that is, if b is greater than a, then print the value of b. Finally, all the flow lines are joined with a corrector symbol and the flowchart is terminated by a terminal symbol. Repetition or loop. When a sequence of statements is repeated against a condition, it is said to be in a loop. Using looping, the programmer avoids repeating the same set of instructions. The looping process can be either one time or multiple times until the desired output is obtained within a single program. This flowchart finds out the average of n numbers. The first symbol is a terminal symbol which is tagged as start. This symbol indicates the beginning of the flowchart. The second symbol is an input-output symbol tagged as read n, which reads how many numbers are to be considered for average and store it in variable n. Then two variables count and sum are initialized to 0. After that, the first number is read and stored in the variable a. After adding the number, the count is increased by 1. In the next step, the value of count is checked. If the counter is less than n, then the loop goes back to the fourth step and the same process is repeated. If the condition is false, the process breaks out of the loop and the average of n is computed. The result will be stored in the variable avg. Finally, the result is printed and the process terminates. Advantages of flowchart. Makes the logic easier to understand. The primary advantage of using a flowchart while planning an assignment is that it gives a graphical representation of the activity, which makes the logic easier to understand. The way the symbols are connected makes it clear how information moves through the system. Easier to communicate. In comparison to actual computer code, the diagrammatic representation of logic is simpler to explain to all parties involved because users might not be familiar with all programming techniques. Coding is easy. The flowchart acts as a guide or blueprint during coding. As a result, error-free programs are developed, and that too at a faster rate. Program documentation. Flowcharts are a useful tool for program documentation to understand what the program actually does and how to use it. Novice users may refer to the program documentation. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Previous video was if statements in Python. Next video is simple programs using if in Python. Contact us ambikarai27@gmail.com. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions or suggestions. Thank you.